Okay, let's see if anybody has any questions and that I can piggyback on. So I'm coming back to my friend over here. Ultimately, the solution is being free, being empty. That's where you got to start. And this is what Ho'oponopono is about. Ho'oponopono is to get you to that zero state. That's how the cosmos began. The cosmos began out of zero. You know, scientists are trying to figure it all out, but you know, these great masters knew it. But you want to go back to zero. This is called neutral. This is how cars are driven, whether you got an automatic. It can't shift unless it goes into neutral first. So Ho'oponopono is about being in a neutral state, no judgment, no engagement. You're free now. And then out of this freedom comes this inspiration. Comes out, and your mind engages that inspiration, and it carries your mind and flows your mind to wherever it needs to go. So in effect, you have two choices, yeah? You can hang around with problems, which are memory, this stuff, or you can let it go. Yeah, when you let it go, then you come back to this zero state. This is what Jesus said, blessed are the pure in heart. Other people said differently. This is being clear-minded. So once you're clear-minded, then since you don't have any resistance, not coming out of right or wrong, good or bad, oops, comes the solution. It moves you forward. But here's the answer to moving you forward in terms of your own growth and development of your soul. But as long as you're engaged in this stuff, judgment, thinking, coping, managing, telling people what to do, having diabetes, heart problems, sore back, or you just go on, the whole litany of human problems, as long as you're stuck that, then you can never get to the personal development of your soul. So I'm going to stop to see if anybody has a question I can piggyback on. Yes? Can you say it loud enough so the people, everybody can hear?
So what you're expressing is that if someone is experiencing any of those problems on the outside, when you practice Ho'oponopono, it has the capacity or potential for freeing that condition in that person or anyone.
Yeah, because anytime the mind experience, when the mind is empty, it's completely silent. It doesn't do anything. This is the mind free, see? This is a neutral state. But as soon as a memory comes up, whether it's grieving, judging, or like that, now the mind follows that. So it's stuck with that. It's dancing with this stuff. And so the Ho'oponopono, which is just problem solving, the problem solving is letting that go so that you can now be in neutral, and in being neutral, automatically this inspiration comes up. So now the mind, this is the mind over here, dances with inspiration, and it just flows. It's just a natural flow. But you have to give up. It's like Jesus said, you got to give up the world. Morrnah says, hey, constipation, let go. Yeah, now we are connected in two ways, only two ways. It's not very complicated. So here's the way we're connected. So I'm going to draw identity. So what happens is that our mind, I'm talking about this mind of ours. Now I'm going to get a little into this stuff. It doesn't matter, but I should say it because some of you probably need it. But okay, so here's the mind. And so the mind has a subconscious, conscious, superconscious, and then the superconscious is connected to the source. This is why we got our friend over here. Amaka is the source of whatever the Catholics believe or the Buddhists believe or whatever, but there is this original source from which everything flows. So if this source is perfect, all of you have been created perfect. You're perfect, see? No problem. Now, the question you're asking is, so now there are other people in hanging around in your life. So this person, let's call this person Mama. And this person is Dada. Okay. Now, if a memory comes up over here and this person is complaining about you, you have anybody complain about you guys? Come on, anybody? See, I knew I would have a hard time coming to corner because everybody's perfect, you know? Yeah. So if you hear, if somebody's talking about, you know, my child just got diagnosed as manic depressive, you're talking to your neighbor, yeah, you know my husband, you don't come home, he bowls, he spends all our money, and all that kind of stuff, yeah. So when you hear that, it's playing in you. So these tapes are playing. This is called the aka cord, what the Hawaiians call aka cord. So there are two ways in which we're all connected. We come from the same source, and we came empty, which is wonderful. And this is you, empty and infinite. That means you're timeless, spaceless, you're everywhere, eternal, you can't die. Only memories give you experience of dying. So now you're connected with a memory. So if you're a school teacher, all the kids are going to show up with showing you got problems. What? What's your problem? You're supposed to say, hey, what's going on in me? So I have a lot of school teachers who have taken this. They have a much easier time. You know, who are the folks you work with? Ready to drop out of school?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Hawaiians got like that. Oh, just going to get ready to go boot out. Okay, now I'm clear. Okay, so now let this be, and let this be one of these children, student, make up a name, Chad. So Chad comes into life, it's because they got this tie. They're showing up because there is this problem that needs to be handled. So what is a problem? Definition of a problem. Definition, problem, memory replaying in subconscious. That's the definition. That's how we put our hats on, we eat. I like potato chips, you know. That's so yeah. So now he knows that whatever's going on, he's got this memory playing. So here's the way the Ho'oponopono goes. A definition of Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono, to correct an error. Anybody not clear about that? If you're not clear about what the Ho'oponopono is, that's what I'm writing on the board. If you're not clear, you let me know. It's to correct an error. What is the error?
It's just a memory.
Yeah. So I'm building now. So the error is the memory replaying. This person showing up in his life, pulling. There's this pull. Here's the memory. Now he has to get around to correcting that memory, which is the error. So now how does he do it with the Ho'oponopono? Well, it's very simple. The Ho'oponopono is about taking 100% responsibility for the error by simply saying, I'm sorry. And you're just saying it to yourself. I don't have to go over and say, I'm sorry. She'll say, nah, you cannot do so. You ever had that?
No way.
I'm sorry, you know. Nah. I'm sorry. Nah. You said that before, you know. Yeah? See? So now, thank God, I don't have to say to my sister, I'm sorry, even though I might be ticked off, yeah? I say it to over here. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. This is Ho'oponopono. You're going to correct an error. Please forgive me. That's it. Now, who says, I'm sorry, please forgive me? It's this character over here, the conscious mind. So this conscious mind begins the Ho'oponopono process in which it says, I'm sorry, please forgive me. So here's how beautiful this is, and that's all you have to do. Double his income from 3 to 6 million. So now, my friend, knows how to do this cleaning. I'll show you how some cleaning tools. So he says, this says, I'm sorry, please forgive me. So the flow of energy goes down. It always goes down. It goes up. It goes up, and it goes ding, 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 ding. It rings. When you knock, I'm going to open. When you ask, I'm going to do it. So now something beautiful happens. And this part of you is the problem solver. It does what is called transformation. Huh? I don't know what the translation is in Hawaiian. But this is a conscious mind. And then the C part here, the transformation, is done by the source, Kai, whoever you want to call it, okay? Now, this thing is beautiful. It goes up there, and this is what happens. The transformation takes place like that. Energy comes down to here first, and also comes down to here next. Comes down to the conscious mind, comes down to that person's conscious mind, chest, comes down into the subconscious, comes down into subconscious, and it transforms the error by simply erasing it. So now it erases, the divinity erases, or the source, or whatever you call it, cuts the tie, and now instead of going this way, the energy goes up, and there's a movement upward. And that's what Ho'oponopono is. So Ho'oponopono is to correct a memory replaying as a problem by saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and allowing the divine in you to transmute. And whatever is transmuted in you, going to get transmuted in everything else. So if I was the owner of this golf company, I would take the list of everybody who's going to show up. They're going to come to my company. As soon as I get the list, I would start cleaning this way, going up. So I get the name of all the people, like my friend John is doing, everybody else who knows how to do Ho'oponopono, and this thing just constantly closes. So by the time the people show up, they will be more ready to do whatever needs to be done for themselves. And you don't have to say much. You can give up and look good. Or, you know, they say, wow, you know, those guys really do a good job, but you didn't do anything. That's pure Ho'oponopono. This is not about doing it with other people. This is doing it directly with the source in you. You don't have to talk to anybody else because it's your problem. Help us to see if you got any unclarity, so I need to kind of get a little more clear myself. Anything that you're unclear about?
Well, just how to use the tools.
Okay, we're going to get that, you know. I got to make sure we at least got the basic appreciation before I can give you that. Yeah, I know. Yeah. What happens if you don't do it this way, you get burned out. If you're a lawyer, you get burned. If you're a psychologist, if you're a mother, you get burned because you know, you and I know. I have my two children are out of the older now, but talking to them doesn't work. Do you have any children? Do you have anybody you hang around with like this guy? So does it do you any good to talk to him?
Probably not.
Yeah, and he can't help it. See, I tell you how interesting this is. There's some guy in San Francisco got it down to an absolute science. So what happens is psychologists or psychiatrists who are having counseling with people, they send him just a 10 or 15-second audio of a conversation, and then they blur it so that you only hear the tone. And he said, I can tell whether that relationship will last by listening to the tone. Only 10 seconds. Why would that be so, including golfers? Why would that be so? Because we have certain things that we're not aware that we do. We're stuck. Not by now, though, but see, we're just the rest of us. We have signature patterns that we're not even aware. So I had a daughter come with the mother. Every time the mother would say something, she would go. You know that roll? I go, uh-oh. And so, you know, I began to work on that, and really, right in front of my eyes, I began to, what's going on in me that I'm seeing this? Because when a person rolls their eyes, what do you think that's telling you?
They don't believe.
Not only to believe, it's a contempt. They go, oh, bullshit.
Yeah.
And you know, contempt is worse than hatred. I have seen that in all the patients I've had who killed somebody or raped them. It's contempt. That's what causes them to do it. Just hatred is a contempt. You look down, and you look down when you victimize somebody, that person is lower, and that's what you do. But they can't help it like you. When somebody rapes, they can't help it. It's a memory playing. So when I work with them, keep my mouth shut, just do the cleaning, and then whereas they were averaging 7 to 10 years in the ward, it began to come down. And so when I left, the year I left in '87, they were just coming in and out quicker. $50,000 a year, you know, to keep them in there. Your money. So you got to clean up your stuff so they move through faster. So, again, I want to go back. Problem, just the memory, the cause. What does the memory play? An experience, which is an effect called diabetes, Alzheimer's, really, Alzheimer's, all of that. How do you deal with that? Look inside. How do you deal looking inside? Just say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. So I'm gonna go over how you can do the cleaning. So, and then it's called, I'm gonna put the cleaning tools up on the board. If you have any questions while I'm doing this, please. This is so, I just love this. I just got back from Spain and France. They just love this stuff because the simplicity is so incredible. It's just in Hawaii, you know, somehow more constipation or something. Really, you go to places like France, they just eat this stuff up. Okay, I'm going to talk about Hawaii as 2 cleaning tools. So here's the word Hawaii. Ha, Y, E. So for the translation here is breath. So I'm going to teach you how to breathe, which is very simple to do. And as you breathe, the breathing process is, I'm sorry, please forgive me. So you just sit and you do the process. I'll show you how to do it. And as you do this breathing, it begins to transmute any error, any memories going on, and just keeps working on like a kidney, just to breathe, okay? Then I'm going to talk about Y, which is water. This is called the water of. This is the breath of. This is the water of. And here the word E is the omaka, or the divine source in you, okay? Hawaii, the breath and water of the divine source. So, anybody not clear before I move on? Okay, let's do the water first. So, science has found out that if you drink at least 8 to 10 glasses of water a day, you can cut your chances of colon cancer by 50%. You can get rid of more of your back pain. Any kind of arthritic pain you have will go. Just being willing to do the water, 8 to 10 glasses consistently. Anybody who's taken the training can tell us a story about the water? Okay, so let me go to the water first. So what you do is, here's how you prepare the water. You have to prepare it in a certain way. And it's very simple to do, well, except if you're in Los Angeles. Yeah, so what you do is you get a glass bottle. It's got to be glass. It's got to be blue. The bottle cannot be any color but blue. This is Los Angeles, response to Los Angeles. Does it have to be dark blue? How about light blue? Is this blue okay? This is Los Angeles, but they show up over there, yeah? So it has to be a blue bottle. And this is the part our Los Angeles don't like. You take tap water. Tap water? Why not bottled water? Can we do bottled? No, tap water. Okay, so here are the major ingredients. So you take a blue bottle, you fill it up with tap water, you put it out in the sun. How many hours?
At least 1
Okay, at least an hour. And then after you've done that, you drink it, and it'll begin to do the Ho'oponopono. It'll erase. You pour it. You can cook with it, bathe with it, wash clothes with it. You can do all these things, and as you drink and use this water, it is a way of saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me. So you have back problem, arthritic, anything like that, it'll begin to work on the memories that have caused you to experience that. Any questions about the blue water?
Is it just symbolic or?
No, it's the real stuff. But when you prepare it, you're preparing this water, and this water, it becomes very holy. It becomes a complete water. And I don't mean holy in any sense other than when you drink it, it will go into the mind. Did you know that every cell has a mind? I didn't want to get into this, but I think it better. Anybody understand that? Did you know that every cell, trillion of cells in your body, everyone that has a mind? Okay. Because he asked a very important question, but you can't work unless you drink it. He's got it. So here's a physical cell, okay? One of trillions in your body. So around this cell is a electromagnetic field, and the first layer here is the subconscious. And then there's a second layer that goes around every cell of your body, even every organ. Whoops. And this is the conscious mind. And then out here is everything else. So when you drink the solar water, this water goes to the subconscious mind and erases any memory. So any memory that creates that cell to be diseased will be healed. Any questions about that? So what that does when you drink the water, it actually works on the mind of it. It works on the energy level. The reason it works that way because our friend the Kahuna Lopa'au said, hello, try this, it'll work. And for hundreds and thousands of people, they go, wow. We had a case where the baby was crying all the time. Mama had problems with the baby. No matter how she handled the different formulas, one was slamming her door and she had put one drop of the blue solar water. A week later, the baby stopped crying. And cheap, you know. Really. You realize that 4,000 glasses of 8 ounces, you could drink that many compared to 6 cans of Coca-Cola? 6 cans of Coca-Cola, you can, instead of paying that, you can drink 4,000 glasses of water. Cheap. In Los Angeles, I think the water only costs 0.00001 cent per gallon.
So it cannot be filtered water then?
No. Yeah, this is Los Angeles now, I can say, but you have to try it and then see whether it works. That's how you're going to find out. But simple to do. You got arthritic back pain. Some of you got sciatic. I can watch it. I can see it in you. This thing, just drink the water. It'll begin to heal at the level of mind, because that's where the cause is. As soon as that thing gets like the tuning the ukulele, the cell will heal. But the cell can't be healed physically. That's not where the healing is. It has to begin in the mind.
Why is it blue? Why is the glass blue?
Well, I'm going to make it up now. That's what she got, and we just did it. But if you look at all of the history of things like Buddhic, you'll find out that these great beings had something to do with the blue. And the blue really is the connection to the source. It represents this water flow. Yeah. But I'm just making it up, yeah. And the only question is whether you're going to try it for yourself. That's how you're going to find out. That's what I did. I go, nah, I don't know I'll try it anyway.
But it kind of helps to understand where the
You won't understand it. You have to try it. You have to do it. It's like coming and having, let's say, a wine there, a bottle of wine, and you say, well, tell me how it tastes. Well, and the guy can explain and on, but you won't know it until you taste it. And not only that, that bottle will taste different to her. This is why you say, well, how did it go for you? You're talking to the wrong person. Because this process is that each one of you has a different, unique identity, and you're going to be treated differently. The water you make will be different from anybody else's. Because that divinity in you knows exactly what water, that water will work for you. It's not, you can't be treated like cattle, yeah? Which is wonderful, yeah? As opposed to taking aspirin, everybody takes aspirin. Yes?
How long has this blue water treatment been going on?
Oh, as long as she's been around. Maybe she passed in 1992, maybe 80 years.
So this was something channeled to her?
Meditated on, yeah. But it's simple to do. I mean, people have had arthritic back problems. Instead of doing all the other stuff, it's so much cheaper to use the water. Why would water work? Well, what happens is that most of us, 70% or more of you, are dehydrated. It's just the way it is. And I can look at you and tell you that. Now, if you have a cell that's dehydrated, the cell's like that. And now, when the cell is flat, it has to keep the water, okay? I'm just telling you. So the way it keeps the water in there, it does something that creates problems for you. It uses cholesterol to stop the water from flowing out. So now the cholesterol begins to build and you're stuck with high cholesterol because you didn't drink enough water. But if you drink blue water too, it'll get into the mind of every cell and organ of your body. That's where cholesterol comes in, because you don't have enough water in you. So it just builds and you have heart problems, diabetes.
Can you take some of the solar water, like say when you travel and you don't have the glass blue bottle, can you bring like a plastic bottle and take other water and
Yep.
add solar water?
Yeah.
And it would be solar. Can you do
From
that?
Texas, huh? Okay. Yeah. So what you do is like the ocean. Like if you read anything like Shakespeare, which is beautiful, Shakespeare says you take one drop from the ocean, it's like, and putting in it like putting the whole ocean in there. Yeah. Because one molecule, it comes out of something, it's a representation of all of it. So you can take a drop and you can put it in whatever, coffee, anything you drink. Yeah. Are there any questions about the water?
Did Morrnah get it, not just from meditation, but just from studying the Hawaiian tradition?
They would not have, when I hung around it, they would have nothing to do with it. Really, the Hawaiian community, in my experience, would have nothing to do with it. She was weird. She was weird in a very basic sense. This Ho'oponopono is between you and God, and not between you and your neighbor. You know how you, oh yeah. And she has some pretty weird, far out kind of concept. You have to spend some time and look at the history of where the Hawaiians are today and why they do this group thing. You'll see where it comes from, and it's not ancient. The ancient people could talk directly to God. They didn't talk to anybody. You don't know, but like for example, in the old days, you could have a taro farmer who could do these things. He wasn't part of the Kahuna line at all. So you had people who could do these things that didn't even bother those folks. That's what I'm here to show you. You don't have to go do anything strange. You can do it for yourself. So you can take one drop of water and do it. Yeah. Any question about the water? So there's always a story. Let's begin anew. So this is what this board represents. This beginning anew. And that's who you are. You're always new, eternal. This is how you came to be. And this is your mind, and your mind is always eternal. What happens to your mind though, if a memory plays, the memory plays with the mind. It just grips it. So now the memory leaves the mind, but as soon as you let go of that, the mind comes back to zero in a state of silence. So once it comes back into that state of silence, then inspiration automatically come up. You can hear what to do, or you don't even hear it. It just happens. And then memory comes up. It's like Shakespeare says, you know, a rose is so fragile. When something comes up, you destroy it. So memory is much more powerful than an inspiration. So the way to deal with any problem is you have to erase it first. It's kind of like doing the spell check. Thank God, you know, I don't know, my machine does it for me. Go. Yeah. So let's say you're spelling the word thank you, but for whatever reason you reverse this. Okay. Now you know, in order to make that change, you have to erase it. So you erase it. It creates a 0. That's where you're beginning again, and now the correction is made. But when you do this cleaning, you don't have to do anything. The correction will take place automatically without your having to fuss around with it. All you have to do is come back to 0. So Ho'oponopono, the purpose of Ho'oponopono, which is I'm sorry, please forgive me, is to transform the memory so you can come back to yourself. Once you come back to yourself, everybody falls in place. It's like before the Houston Symphony plays, the concert master comes out and goes, and everybody goes, but that's what you have to do non-stop. You have to keep tuning and tuning. The minute you stop, all hell breaks loose. That's why you have the kidney. If the kidney says, I only do this on Sundays, the rest of the days you're on your own, you're going to have a problem. So this cleaning is when you drink the water. As you drink the water, it's constantly washing, constantly. Because this water is a tool that says, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Now, if you look at a lot of religion, including American Indians, you'll see that water plays a very important part, yeah? So again, what talking about is cause and effect, yeah? So the effect being a physical problem. But you see, what we do as science associates or people, we work on the effects. So all the pharmaceutical company and everybody else will work on trying to deal with the effect. But what the Ho'oponopono is about, that Morrnah brought when she was born into the consciousness, is the work on the cause, which is a memory replaying that causes that experience. Now, since brought up another cleaning process, so I'm going to bring up 2 more. I love you is another process. So, anybody have anybody in your life you don't like? Anybody you don't like?
Yeah, there's people I don't like.
Yeah. So now, if there are people you don't like, that means it's a block for you. So a memory is there and it blocks you. So now as you begin to talk to these people, you're actually talking memory. So you find the person that bugs you, bug you the most, you spend a little time there and you say to it, I love you. Thank you for coming up in my life. I'm really grateful. So I love you and thank you are two other tools that you can use. Cars love to be thanked. Wow, boy, you really work well today. You know, we only notice the car when it doesn't work, and then we get ticked off. Yeah. How many of you have spent like today saying to your car, "Thank you"? Yesterday. Oh, well, we had a few crazy people in the room. Yeah. I have a friend in Albuquerque. One day he was saying he was in the middle of the desert, and he knew he had to put gasoline in the car. No gasoline. That thing was sucking air. It was like that. And he kept talking the car. And this is what he heard, because it's crazy. Heard the car said, "This is the last time." Don't you tell people that? This is the last time. Yeah? So, breathing, the ha, which is a transformation. You're talking divinity to, I'm sorry, whatever's going on in me, I'm experiencing a problem. The Y and the E. So now that's number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. So those are 4 cleaning Ho'oponopono correction tools that you can use. And the way it works is the problems inside of you is a memory. want to get 2,000 emails before climbing like that. And then we got other trainings go where all this information comes in, and I have to say, it's me. No, it's me. Yeah. So again, you're only making the correction in you. You breathe, you drink the water. I love it. And it's a correction. This is internal flow. Heaven is within or hell. And hell is this. Heaven is this. Heaven plus is this. And you have a choice now. In the end, it's going to be, you're going to hang around with hell and live in Kalihi. Oh, sorry. Or you're going to live in Waianae. Oh, I'm sorry. Or Papakolea. Okay, I'm going to pause, see if you have, I've got about 10 minutes, I would like to end. See if you have any questions about self-identity through Ho'oponopono. I just love this thing. Yeah. Anybody? Yes?
Why not, if you have a problem with somebody, why not just eliminate them from your life? Just get them away from you.
Yeah, that's the kind of people I work with. They shoot them. Really, I'm serious. Or what happened is I had a woman who left 5 husbands. She said, they just keep showing up in my life with the same problem. I went, hello. After 5 times, you think, maybe there's something, really. And I remember the last time she decided to leave Hawaii to go to New York, the same thing happened. So you're not going to get rid of it. You can't get rid of it. It's going, wherever you go, it goes. Yes? Any other question you want to ask? Yeah. You had a question?
Yeah, this is so simple. How can we keep forgetting it?
Because you're trying to understand it. You can't understand it. You keep cleaning. Something comes up, you don't go, well, I wonder how come. Doesn't work. So you just like the kidney. The kidney doesn't go, how come? I don't want to handle that one today. I mean, it doesn't have that kind of, it just keeps cleaning away. And you'll never understand it. All the stuff I'm putting on, you'll never understand this stuff. I'm cleaning. I'm hoping that something will open in your life so that you can see that it's just you, and then you can change the whole tenor of your life and become more happy, more joyful, instead of hanging on. I can hear a couple more questions, but shy, yeah? Anybody?
Other than our children, do you work with teenagers? Do they understand probably better than adults?
Yeah, I've worked with them all. You weren't here yesterday. We had a staff meeting, so I was telling them, when I was living here in Hawaii, I had every year I would talk to the principals in Hawaii. Good money, only 1 hour. And the last time I talked to them, which I think it was 1987, somebody, after I gave a presentation like this, it wasn't this clear, but like this. And then a lady raised her hand, and I began to do my cleaning. And as I began to clean, I said, "Oh no, they're not going to invite me. They're not going to invite me back." I heard it right away. So, anyway, here was the question. The question was, Dr. Hew Len, why is more money going into prisons than into the public schools? And I heard the answer before she asked, yeah. And I heard myself say, God, how do I get around this? And then I heard this voice say, wimp. Wimp. And the answer was, all these people who are in the prison came through your school district, came through your school system. Yeah. So your children came through you, but we get to work on ourselves, and you cannot believe, the people here who have been doing this cleaning, wonderful things happen for their children. My friend has a daughter. When how many? 2 daughters, 3 daughters. I'm going to make this up, probably talking for him, but he had a 3rd daughter who was kind of had concern and maybe not as quick as the other 2, but incredible. This daughter has a perfect job. Now they get to move because the daughter had whatever, some connection. They get to move. Now they're staying in a place that's probably worth $1 million, paying 0. This is a kid who wasn't quick enough, fast enough. Yeah. See, so you got to know it's not how smart you are; it's how clean you are. Got to give it up. Not how smart you are. Smart is bullshit stuff. But if you're pure in heart, wow, I tell you, then what happens, you just watch everything happen because the divinity will do it for you. As soon as you go into neutral, zing, the right answer comes, you just move. That's what happens to her. I love to hear that kind of story. People without any education go, wow. Again, I come back to my friend, and when I go up to the Boston, Massachusetts area, I mean, there's an incredible bunch of people up there whose lives have been transformed by doing this crazy stuff. You should hear how they say Ho'oponopono up there, you know? The first time I went up there, I heard somebody say Hoki Pony. I went, oh, that's close. That's close. It was like this Irish minister who came to Kamehameha School, and I was there, and he said, I'm glad to be here at Kahuma. I said, oh, that's close. So, yeah. But you have to know people love Hawaii. There's something about Hawaii. When I go to Spain, when I did it in training in Germany, I've been almost all over China, Japan, Poland. They love this. I have no idea why. Then I come home, I go, oh shit, I gotta do it here, you know. I gotta at least show up once a year. Really. Because you folks are just deadpans. Really. You gotta push, because one of the things that happened to Hawaii is that we got more educated people now. People who have to think things through, yeah, as opposed to just going with the heart. But you were a wonderful group tonight. So I love you, thank you. So no matter if you're about to eat something, I love you. I had a friend who cut down, I was telling them, I had a friend who decided to cut down a tree. Just cut down the tree, it looked like a dying tree. From that day on, every night her windows would rattle, 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 rattle. I mean, it would not stop. And she didn't see a relationship between the tree, cutting the tree and that. So I got a call, and as she's talking to me, I'm erasing, you know, erasing. And this is a weird response now. Anybody who's going to think is going to want to ask how come, is it scientific? So what happened, she cut the tree, and there were fairies living in the tree. She disowned them. And they rattled, so as I was cleaning, I heard her to tell her, just say to them, I love you, I made a mistake. Boom, it stopped. That's the power of love. That's the power of forgiveness, if you're willing to be 100% responsible. Yeah? Anything else before I go? Yes?
Does this work on one-on-one relationships only, or could it be...
What does that mean, one-to-one relationship? For example?
About a person.
No, you're not working on the person, you're working on yourself.
I'm sorry, okay. As I'm working on myself, can I affect a whole country?
Oh yeah, let me show you. Give me the tape. Yeah. You know how we only, when we hear we hear a problem, we hear one track. But when you do a cleaning, a bunch of tracks get released. Those things that because you were willing to clean, a lot of stuff went that you didn't know. Like this track. Soon as you hear one track, you pop it, there are 10, 15 tracks. Those are the things the divinity in you will know what it is that's correct to lift. And it'll correct things like in oceans, weather. Oh yeah. I had a client living in Seattle. I heard the divinity say, if you don't tell her to get her butt out of there, that's all I had to tell her. I go, oh no. He said, wimp. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're going to tell someone to get your butt out of there? So anyway, I told her. And the reason why is because she was the kind of person who placed stuff that could cause earthquakes. Earthquakes. I tell you, we're naive. We don't see that we really are a bane to Mother Earth. We cause Mother Earth to suffer because of our stuff. When you suffer, we all suffer. Did you know that 99% of the time we don't know what's going in us? That's why we have breast cancer, and it's already in there, and then we have to have it physically before we know it's there. But you could have gotten it before. That's why if you're constantly drinking like solar water like I do, 2 gallons a day, I'm working on those things I'm not even aware I have. We're clueless. We're clueless. Look at our world. We're clueless. Look here in Hawaii, 1 out of 3 people who die from heart problems. Now with the influx of more people coming from the mainland, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Why is that so? Because thinking has a habit of pushing. So you're pushing your body more than it can handle. It needs to rest. So one day I was working on something, excuse my language, I heard, it's a profound profanity. So I'm working on something, not dealing with this that came up. I heard the voice say to me, do you know why I have wintertime? I would like to ask you, why is there wintertime?
So you can rest.
Mother Earth can rest. Otherwise, man would rape Mother Earth 12 months out of the year if it was spring all the time. She would not rest. And that's the problem with women. They don't get a chance to rest. You guys don't get a chance to rest. Like, us guys don't have any idea what it means to bring up a child. We're clueless. Don't you think we're clueless? So cleaning will erase that, so we won't be so clueless. Because you talk to us, we don't know what you're talking about. Pick up your clothes, huh? Clothes all over the place. Anybody ever say that to anybody? Make sure, yeah. Doesn't work. You might get some control over it, and then it goes back. But look, when you do your cleaning, one track, thousands of things go that you don't know. You change the earth, you change the atmosphere. It's beautiful, but you have to let go. It's only you. So every time you work on, let's say I'm doing my cleaning, something's come up, Andrea, I walk in the room and I hear, last night, this presentation is about cholesterol. I'm going, huh? Really? That's what I heard as I walked to the room and I looked at her and she said,
I had a test this morning, it was high.
On cholesterol. Now look at her, does she look like a cholesterol person? And then our friend over here, cholesterol problem. So let's say she says I have a cholesterol problem, what does that mean to you? What is it telling you? You have a cholesterol problem. Because you have a common memory. You would not experience her telling you get an experience of that unless you had that memory too. So why not get it before instead of thinking, oh, that's her problem? You know, I'm watching you three. I can see the East Coast. I can see the East Coast go, boom, boom. Really, I can hear it breathing, almost like the East Coast. I can hear the East Coast say, we might have a chance now. The 3 ladies are sitting here. We can just get them to see it's only inside of them. They can change the atmosphere, how the ocean flows, the tsunami hitting us. You know what the tsunami was all about? It was about raping the earth. Now, let me ask our beautiful lady here, would anything do anything harmful to us if we loved it? No. Well, if Mother Earth does that, it's because we're not in love with her. We're simply screwing around with her. Nothing that feels loved by you would do anything to you. And I give you a specific topic and I'll stop talking. I can hear my mother say, hello, not time to go home, you know? I shared it with our staff yesterday. There was an insurance company who provided insurance for doctors. Okay, so the question they asked themselves: Can we define a doctor that we would be willing to insure that would have the least chance of being sued? And they found that they could. And it had nothing to do with the doctor's education, specialty, how many years he was in, whether he had, how many errors he made, left a screwdriver in somebody or a scalpel and all that sort of stuff. What it had to do with the tone of his voice. If the patient got a feeling that the doctor cared by just the tone of the voice, you would, so the question was, would you sue somebody you liked? Even though he might have made a mistake? But you would be more likely to sue somebody that you felt was just sort of, yeah. So you 3 ladies have something to do with the East Coast, and there's a potential. Did you guys have earthquakes up there? Earthquakes, ladies. I'm just telling you, it doesn't have to make sense, but you guys have something to do with the East Coast, that you can save it. You never want to get a woman mad. Okay.
He's looking at me.
Yeah. And if you do make a woman mad, you're a damn fool. Really, we're damn fools. And on that note, the cleaning will stop, unless you have any questions. We will start with or without you, you know. And the door makes a lot of noise if you come in late, you know. Blah, 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 blah. I told them make the door so that when they come in, it'll make a lot of noise. I'm going to close, and then you can hang around for a little while, but please don't stay too long. And I'll tell you why. The room needs to rest too, yeah? So the room had you in here, so the room needs to rest for tomorrow. O kamalahia no me oi, ku'u malahia a pau loa. Kamalahia o ka I, o vao no kamalahia. Kamalahia no na vao a pau no ka ia, vao a mau loa. Ha'awi aku vao I ku'u malahia ia oi. Pahu aku vao I ku'u malahia ia oi. A ole, ka maluhia o ka ao, aka, ka u, maluhia vale no, ka maluhia o ka I. Peace be with you, all my peace, the peace that is I, the peace that is I am, the peace for always, now and forever and evermore. My peace I give to you, my peace I leave with you, not the world's peace, but only my peace, the peace of I. Thank you very much.